And with that, welcome to the If I Die challenge. As the title suggests, this is more on the angsty / a little bit hurt comfort side. I would say more hurt comfort than angst. But yeah, be aware this is definitely not 100% fluff. Today's video features KuroKen, IwaOi, and AranKita, and I hope you will like it. Enjoy! Have you ever had struggles finding good Haikyuu merch or anime merch in general? Because I for sure did. It can be hard. But this shop offers amazing merch. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the Haikyuu merch. They have the cutest hoodies ever. Now, if you want to get 10% off, click the link in the description. They offer me a collaboration, which is literally amazing. And you support my channel this way. So, win-win. Let's go. I have a challenge. Now that is something we haven't heard in quite a while. Since high school. This is giving me flashbacks. You were the one who initiated most of them. Hi everyone! I must say, this is an interesting choice of people to put in one group chat. Noya, what are you planning? A challenge? I thought that much was obvious. The flashbacks. I'm in. Sounds like fun. You don't even know what kind of challenge it is. Isn't that the thrill of it, though? No. What is the challenge? Ask your partner, what will you do if I die? Or any variation of it. That sounds harsh, even by our standards. Yeah, besides, I already know Kema would starve without me. Don't worry, I would always look out for him on your behalf. Thanks, Bo. I'm kinda curious though. It can be a lot. Maybe, I don't know, but now that I think about it, after all these years and you're still not certain that Iwa is an absolute simp for you? I hate to agree with Aikawa, but he kinda has a point. I don't think Omi wishes anything bad on me most of the time, but really thinking about it, maybe his life would be easier without me. Okay, this is getting out of control. No one's life would be easier without anyone. What even provoked this? Noya? Look, it was nothing serious, but on my last trip, I kinda got into a situation and I thought, what if something truly happened to me? What would Asahi do? What kind of situation? I already told you, it was nothing serious. So, what now? Whoever wants to do the challenge, does it, or leaves the GC. I need to know. This is a challenge after all, so I guess I'm in. Why not? I want to know too. And if it's just to get some cuddles. Sure. I'll do it too. Huh? And what was all that talk about? I'm sorry. I guess you're not completely wrong. I'm a police officer. Things could happen all the time. Daichi. It's good to be aware of the risks in life, but we shouldn't focus on them too much to the point where they paralyze us. So, Kira-san, are you in? I suppose it's a question you ought to ask your partner at least once. It might even be important. I'll participate. Oh god, just please don't give Aaron a heart attack. Why would I? You have this tendency to be very blunt. How do you think he'll react if you ask him that out of the blue? I'll make sure to choose my words wisely then. Sorry, Naya, I'm always up for a challenge, but I'll have to pass on this one. He says he's dead all day. I don't need to bring it into our home as well. That's alright. Hanamaki has left the chat. I'm kinda curious, so sure. I'm in. I already know Kemma will just roll his eyes at me, so nothing to worry about. I'm in. I don't think Akashi will react much either, so I'm fine with it as well. Yaku will probably get mad, but hey, if there's a possibility for cuddles, I'm in. It's Yaku. I wouldn't be so sure. So, who's gonna start? Weren't you so eager before? No need to argue. Kem has a live stream later, so this will probably be my only opportunity for a while. I'll go first. Good luck, bro. Won't need it, but thanks. Kuro is offline. He will need it. Oh, definitely. Naneko can be feisty. Hey kitten, I'm home. He closed the door behind him, while automatically falling into the familiar routine of taking off his shoes and hanging his jacket to the side. His eyes were glued to the phone in his hand, still watching over the messages in the chat. It was flooded with speculations on Kemma's reaction, and he let out a small chuckle. If these challenges would become routine again, he was almost certain they'd start taking bets. There was no reply from Kemma, but that much was normal. If he were to guess, the younger was probably already deeply immersed into a game, setting up the stream or taking a nap. It was simple, really. The young cat-like gamer was a nocturnal creature, and there was no way around it. Kuro could practically see him glow up once he had been able to design his daily life after his needs, which resulted in very little sleep at night, but all the more during the day, and it worked for him. The only thing he hadn't going for himself was food. Kuro sighed as he saw that the breakfast he made this morning was still mostly left untouched. He quickly fixed up a snack, knowing that since he doesn't have work tomorrow, he could sleep in and they would probably meet up for a midnight dinner, cuddles, and a movie later. The gentle knock on the wooden door echoed through the hallway before he opened it, finding the blonde sitting up the lights. Kuro smiled as Kemma's eyes seemed to sparkle once he saw the food. He happily took it, forgetting about the lights for a second, and started munching on a snack. What will you do when I die? Starve. Kenma deadpanned and simply focused on his snack. Kuro laughed, but kept quiet otherwise. His eyes grew soft whenever they fell on the smaller, and he loved him so much. After a while, the blonde looked up at him. His brows knitted together slightly in confusion as he observed the tallest expression. What? You're confusing me. He laughed. I'm sorry. Kimma's brows furrowed further and he turned his head away. For a moment, Kuro thought that would be the end of it, when suddenly he felt a weight on his side as the smaller leaned against him. He went from happily chewing his snack to fumbling and fidgeting with it, while deeply in thought. And Kuro, he just waited patiently for the other to find his words while putting an arm around him. You're alright, right? Or was there stress at work? He tilted his head slightly, watching him with those enticing, vigilant amber eyes. A deep chuckle resonated within Kuro's chest as he leaned down to place a tender kiss on Kimma's forehead. His voice was barely more than a whisper in the quiet room, as if he was afraid to break the silence. Yes, I'm alright. A bit tired perhaps, but I'm fine. There is no more stress than usual at work. Kimma nodded, slowly leaning into his touch. I can end my stream early today, then we can cuddle some more. You wanted to watch that new anime, right? Kuro breathed in deeply, savoring the scent of Kimma's shampoo. It was mild, everything too heavy tended to irritate the gamer, with hints and accents of herbs, soothing yet complementing his natural scent perfectly. You know what? Yeah, I think that sounds good. He softly patted Kimma's arm, partially wishing he could stay like this forever and only separating with a heavy sigh and the promise of later in mind. I think you just gave me diabetes. Let's face it, Kimma alone could manage that. How the F is he so adorable? And why just with Kuro? Nah, Kimma's nice to everyone. Chibi, you're forgetting that being mean to you ranges from pointless to impossible. Why would someone ever be mean to Shoyo? Exactly. Not the point though. How come the aromantic is the best relationship from us? Technically, he's grey romantic. Technically, grey romantic is on the aromantic spectrum. The much more important question is, who goes next? I feel like Haikyuu pretty much volunteered. Yeah, he kinda did. Sumu? Come on, Kawa, you can do it. Weren't you all curious before? Fine. Haikyuu is offline. Well, that's gonna be interesting. No doubt. I just hope they're gonna be okay. Haikyuu took a deep breath, trying to mentally prepare himself for being chastised for doing another challenge. Besides, Iwa probably wouldn't take him seriously anyway. It wasn't like weird questions out of the blue were anything new for him. He walked into the living room, hiding his hands behind his back to disguise that he was fumbling with them nervously, an anxious habit he had ever since he was a kid. Why are you just standing there? If something is on your mind, just spit it out. He laughed. This was just all too familiar, and in a way it was comforting. With quick steps, he closed the distance between them and threw himself onto the couch and onto Iwa's lap. Having just enough awareness to keep the book in his hands undamaged was stopping him from reading any further. The former ace sighed before putting it aside and giving his full attention to the setter. His hand found its way to Aikawa's hair and patted it softly before sliding down to his cheek and gently caressing his face. What is it, Kawa? For a moment, Aikawa was speechless and captured by the genuine devotion in the emerald green eyes and his soft touch. It wasn't fair. This was so not fair. He could feel the warmth assembling under Iwaizumi's fingers and gulped. Years of being together, and he still could weaken his knees whenever the stoic mask melted into something softer, caring. A side of the trainer only a few were able to experience to this extent, and he counted himself as one of the lucky ones. What would you do if I die? He blurted the words out, his heart hammering against his ribs wildly. Part of him immediately regretted it, waiting to be pushed away in annoyance while he wanted to simply enjoy this for a little longer. Iwaizumi frowned, but pulled away just enough to give Aikawa the room to sit up and look at him. What are you talking about? What would you do if I die? In an accident, or if I get sick, or something else? He looked down, avoiding eye contact. He could feel Iwaizumi next to him tense. What prompted this? Did something happen? He tried, forcing his voice to remain calm, but Aikawa could hear the panic seeping into it. He shook his head. No, this was supposedly a challenge. Noya proposed it in the group chat. It got me thinking. The anger flashed over Iwaizumi's face in the blink of an eye before the concern returned. What'd you do? I can be a lot sometimes, so maybe it would be easier if I... Would anyone even warn me? Iwaizumi took in a deep breath before reaching his hands out to Aikawa and slowly tugging him to move closer again. He closed his arms around the setter and soothingly caressed his arm and back. It triggered bad memories and thoughts, didn't it? The taller nodded slightly. I'm sorry. I should be over it. I should be better now. I am better now. I promise. I know. I saw all the progress you made, and I'll always be right by your side. But it's okay to have bad days. That's not your fault, and it doesn't mean that you're back where you started. He hugged him tighter and placed a kiss on his forehead. To answer your question, if you die, I'd be devastated. Everyone would be. We all love you, and I, for my part, wouldn't know what to do with myself. I can't imagine ever being anywhere in life without you by my side, metaphorically speaking. A low chuckle resonated in his chest as he imagined it, being physically tied to Aikawa 24/7. Now, that wouldn't be fun for either of them. Aikawa fell silent, but Iwa knew this already, and just held him close, whispering promises to him and recalling funny stories from when they were younger to reassure and distract him. I love you, Kawa, more than words will ever be able to express. There is nothing in the world strong enough to convey my feelings for you accurately, but I'll make sure to always remind you the best I can. I can't work around. You're so mean, Iwa. You're only ever this cheesy with me. Iwaizumi looked at him puzzled. What? Do you want me to flirt with someone else? Yes! At least then someone would believe me when I tell them that you can be romantic and cute and soft. Iwaizumi laughed and leaned his forehead against Aikawa's. Too bad. This is only reserved for you. He closed the gap between them and pulled him into a loving kiss. Sorry guys, I have nothing to show. It got a bit too personal. If this is your way of telling us that you accidentally made a sex tape, yeah, please keep it to yourself. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Iwaizumi would be in that one. Who wouldn't want to see that? I stand correct. Kawa sent the video. For once I agree with Atsumu. Same. I will not, and it wasn't a sex tape. Wow, not even mad that everyone is simping for your boyfriend. I mean... yeah, I get it. Besides... he chose to be with me for some stupid reason, and I can't get worse than how I was in high school, so I'm not worried. You two look great together. Sure, they're cute, I guess. I always forget that you're taller than him. Kita's online. You missed the drama, Kita-san. I just want to say that Aaron just came home, so I could ask him now. Great! Good luck. Don't hurt him. We still need Aaron. I would never do anything that could potentially harm Aaron. I know. Kita was quick to put his phone aside after reading the last messages to help Aaron with the groceries. He was in the midst of putting everything away when he noticed the other staring at him from the corner of his eye. Is something on your mind? He raised an eyebrow ever so slightly while pausing the task at hand to give the ace his full attention. Nothing. Really, it's still a little strange seeing you in sweatpants and a loose shirt. By the way, I love it when you wear my clothes. He leaned down and kissed him softly on the cheek, making Kita smile. Not that that would help with the situation. You look stunning. Thank you. It's very comfortable. Well, then I better get used to it. I wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable after all. Kita chuckled. It was a small, quiet sound, yet it felt as though it had the power to move mountains and part the seas. It made Aaron's heart flutter. You will have plenty of time getting used to it. I don't plan on changing my habits or to leave anytime soon. He paused. This would be the perfect timing to initiate the challenge. However, Suna's words resonated within him and he suddenly wasn't sure anymore how to proceed. He didn't want to hurt Aaron, and although he had a hard time comprehending why this might be hurtful to him, Suna thought so, and that was something to be considered. The taller took note of Kita's sudden silence and the slight furrow of his brows as his eyes narrowed. He observed him quietly while putting the remaining items away. Aran knew this expression well enough to wait and let Kita draw his own conclusions before he would interfere. It was unusual in general that he would get into this state, especially without explaining what concerned him first so that Aran wouldn't worry. As thorough as Kita was with his decisions, he was also very open about them and his thought process behind them, never seeing a real reason to hide something, particularly not from Aran. But the groceries were put away and he still hadn't moved to address what it was that bothered him. Gently, Aran took Kita's hand in his and met his gaze with a warm smile. What's on your mind? He mirrored the other's actions from before. Aran, what would you do if I were to die? That caught him off guard and he froze momentarily. He searched Kita's face for any sign of distress, for any hint as to why the silverhaired would ask this question, but was met with nothing but the usual calm sincerity. I'm not quite sure. I would miss you terribly. As of now, I can't really imagine life without you. He felt his hands starting to tremble slightly, and Kita holding onto them more closely. Do you feel hurt by that question? The vigilant, fox-like eyes zeroed in on his own, observant as always. No, but the prospect of you dying scares me. Why would you bring it up? Did something happen? Aran kept Kita's cheek, caressing it softly with his thumb while getting lost in the gentle brown of his eyes. It remembered him of a sun-kissed forest, warm earth, and dried herbs. He couldn't imagine losing him. He couldn't. He would give everything the world had to offer not to. Nishinoya, the former leader of Karasuno, proposed this question as a challenge. I thought it might be important, and since many were participating, I joined. However, Sina warned me it might hurt you. That wasn't my intention, so I considered how to phrase it, yet I'm sorry if it brought forth bad thoughts. Aran's smile softened, the worry slowly melting from his face. Gently, he tugged at Kita's hand and pulled him into his arms. Don't worry, I'm just glad that nothing is wrong. Many people don't think about these things until they are confronted with them, so I thought the worst. I'm glad I was wrong. Kita returned the gesture and put his arms around Aran's middle. He wasn't small, yet the 10 centimeters height difference and Aran's strong build allowed him to hide completely behind the ace and melt into his embrace. I love you, Aran. I plan to stay by your side for as long as I can. I love you too, Shinsuke. Where do I even start? I have to send this to Osamu. Wait! Suna still has to do his challenge. Right. Suna, you have to go next. The world needs to see this. I have to admit, that was unexpected. Liev, you haven't been online for so long. Sorry, I still had a job an hour ago, but hey, Kuro, you and Kemba are really cute together. You say that, though, as if that was surprising. Guys, come on, that doesn't matter right now. Suna has to do the challenge so that I can show this to Asumu. Well, Suna? Fine. Thank you all for watching for this first part of this challenge. Damn, I should think before I record my outros. I don't care. Anyways, as I asked you in the poll a few weeks ago already, oh my god, the future challenges will be mostly post-time skip, which thank you so much. That gives me so much more liberty in terms of autonomy of the characters, and it just makes certain things way easier. So yeah, I hope you liked it. If you did, consider leaving a like and consider subscribing so you won't miss out on the future parts. And now I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day.